With my experience and your ambitions, let's navigate the world of business, making informed choices and capitalizing on every opportunity. Today, we delve into a compelling, real-life story of a venture that began as a promising night market event, promising dreams of profit and community involvement. And 2 years of sweat, creativity, and collaboration went into building the 805 night market. But when it came to crunch time, issues of trust, missing contracts, and financial disagreements turned this potential gold mine into a pitfall for its co-founders. We'll unpack how the absence of a formal agreement, unclear organizational policies, and poor communication culminated into a bitter legal battle, costing not just money, but also invaluable personal relationships. And most importantly, we'll discuss how mediation, effective business planning, and a well-thought-out exit strategy could have altered the course of this effort. So meet Mike, a talented marketer who invested 2 years of his life in the 805 night market.
We're excited to announce that the 805 night market is back.
It's there!
He joined hands with the owners of Trendy Eats, a couple who seemed just as passionate about building a community event. With a handshake but no formal contract, they embarked on this promising venture. Mike wasn't just a bystander. He was deeply involved, from flying drones for aerial shots to crafting the graphic design and even laying out the venue maps. He was the creative force behind much of the event's branding. Yet, when it came to profit sharing and fair labor practices, things took a sharp, unfortunate turn. The breaking point came at their Thousand Oaks event. Mike sensed tension, witnessed questionable financial practices, and felt dismissed when he tried to ensure workers were paid fairly.
The most important thing in business is honesty, integrity, hard work.
And when he asked for his cut, the response was staggering.
I need these fresh. If I come back here and get you, you know what it is.
Tango.
Yes, play that.
Yes, sir. I hear you. You won't have to come back. There won't be no problem. What about you, Frank? You need anything?
Where's my money?
What money, Mike? And this led him to court, fighting against people he once considered friends over thousands of dollars and the soul of a project they had built together. The tale of Mike and his former partners at Trendy Eats offers an unfortunate but instructive glimpse into the myriad challenges that business partnerships can face. Having collaborated for 2 years on the 805 night market, a promising venture, the partnership crumbled over issues of trust, miscommunication, and financial disagreement. So I'm going to explore how implementing mediation, robust business planning, and a clear exit strategy could have improved or even prevented these detrimental outcomes. So let's think about the first part. What went wrong? Let's think about that. What went wrong? I think the first is, when we think about that, is trust over paper. Right? Mike decided to forego a formal business agreement, choosing to lean on this perceived friendship he had with his partners. And this decision, however innocent, laid the groundwork for the future conflicts that arose. Trust is a laudable foundation for personal relationships, but it's often insufficient one for business partnerships where stakes are high and misunderstandings are frequent. I think the next thing that happened was there was a lack of clear guidelines. Or expectations, right? The absence of a formal agreement led to a lack of defined roles, responsibilities, and remuneration structures. How are you going to pay me? And this event became evident at the Thousand Oaks event, where the handling of payment for workers led to tension and conflict between the partners. And I think another thing that happened was there was a breakdown in one of the most important things when it comes to business is communication.
It's me. Knock, knock. So, you got my money?
Huh? Oh, yeah, I'll pay you soon.
Yeah, well, here's a suggestion. Have the money by tomorrow and there won't be any problems.
Huh?
Yeah, 24 hours.
Why? What happens in 24 hours?
I don't know. Not psychic, man. I'm just saying it would probably be better for everybody if you had the money tomorrow.
Yeah, all right, I'll see what I can do.
Sweet, great. How's everything else going?
Good.
All right. See you later.
Trust and communication eroded further when Mike requested his share of the profits and was met with that shocking response, "What money, Mike?" This final betrayal forced him into litigation, an action he felt compelled to take against people he had considered friends. So let's think about the next part, which I would call, let's call this part 2. And let's think about the power of mediation. That's the missing link here. The role of a mediator is somebody who is involved as a neutral third party, and they're assisting a dispute between individuals in reaching a mutually agreeable solution. A mediator in the case of Mike and Trendy Eats could have provided an unbiased platform for both parties to express their grievances and seek reconciliation before the situation escalated to actual litigation. If you're not familiar with the mediation process, during mediation, issues regarding in this case, the division of profits, work responsibilities, and the payment of workers could have been openly discussed and resolved. Mediators often help parties discover mutually beneficial solutions that they haven't previously considered. And so here are, I think, some benefits. So in contrast to a lawsuit, mediation is often faster. It's less expensive. And it's less confrontational. I hope you enjoy my sloppy left-handed writing. And it also, honestly, it helps preserve a better chance of the relationship, because the conflicting parties, emotions are high, people are hot, and a mediator can be very valuable in these types of business contexts. So I think in the terms of what I would say, we've talked about what went wrong, kind of the importance of mediation. I think that we can talk a little bit about, how to make situations like this, avoid having situations like this happen again. And so one, I would think about business and, strategic planning. So one, I think that what's incredibly important in this particular instance is the importance of the written agreement. I grew up in a Spanish-speaking household, and I remember my mom would say to me, "El papelito habla," paper talks, right? And so had Mike and Trendy Eats entered into a formal agreement, many points of contention could have been avoided, right? A contract could have outlined the roles and expectations for each party, reducing ambiguity and the potential for conflict. I think the next thing that would have been great was policies, right? Detailed organizational policies could have been implemented to address issues like employee payments at the events. This would have prevented the uncomfortable situation that occurred when a worker was asked to be paid and was denied, adding fuel to that tension. And then I think the last part that we can probably discuss in a situation like this. Now, this was kind of a small business venture, but I think it's definitely worth considering is kind of the exit strategy, right? So in terms of the exit strategy, one of the most important things is that it needs to be pre-planned. I can't tell you how many times I've had meetings with clients or mediation, and how one partner had different expectations of the other and vice versa. And so having an exit strategy and a business plan is like having a prenup in a marriage.
Melanie, I'm single, you're single. What do you say we get married?
Well, I'm glad you finally decided on the direct approach.
Yeah, well, I'm a businessman at heart.
As am I. What's your offer?
Single rich male seeks matrimony.
Primary residence?
Westchester County.
Would you be open to considering a secondary residence in Manhattan?
Central Park West.
South.
Done. Time spent together.
8 hours, 5 days a week.
7 hours, 12 hours weekends.
55 hours aggregate, specifics to be determined later.
I'm amenable to that. Children.
1.
3.
2.
Done. But one of them has to be a male.
I'll see what I can do. Vacations.
December, Hawaii.
June, the vineyard.
June, fine, but Hawaii.
Nope, the vineyard.
Is that a deal breaker for you?
I'm afraid so.
Me too. Well, we gave it a shot.
I'm sure you'll find a better match.
Thanks for the time.
It's not planning for failure, but you're preparing for all possibilities. And so when you think about, in this situation, how could have this helped Mike and Trendy Eats. If an exit strategy would have been in place, Mike would have been in a better position when he decided to leave the partnership. It would have offered guidelines for dissolving their venture, including the division of assets and responsibilities. So if we think about this story of Mike and Trendy Eats, it's definitely a cautionary tale about the dangers of entering into a business partnership without sufficient planning and safeguards. And mediation could have provided a less adversarial route for resolving their differences. And more importantly, the situation really underscores the necessity for clear business planning and exit strategies. And if you're embarking on a new business venture, especially with your friends, you should heed these lessons to protect both your financial investment and your personal relationship. So in light of the challenges and pitfalls illuminated by the story of the 805 night market, it's evident that proactive measures can make a significant difference in the success and the stability of business partnerships. I chose to become a certified exit planning advisor. I'm a licensed mediator, and I've been a CEO with over 3 decades of experience in business and commercial real estate. I've witnessed firsthand how proper planning and effective dispute resolution can turn potential conflict into constructive collaboration. So if you find yourself navigating the complexities of a partnership, whether in business or a real estate venture, I strongly recommend you do the following things. One is, let's look at our notes here. One is engage in mediation. Before disputes escalate, consider mediation as a confidential, less adversarial, and often more effective method of resolving conflicts. And let me tell you, it's a lot cheaper than going to court. Second is, we look at here is, the second part is to invest in business planning. Don't underestimate the value of a comprehensive business plan that clearly outlines roles, responsibilities, procedures. Consult experts. Make sure you're on the right track. Implement an exit strategy, right? This is the last part that I think is often gets overlooked. Nobody enters a partnership expecting it to fail. Everybody's rowing in the same direction, wanting to see success, but you have to prepare for all eventualities, and you can save a lot of heartache and financial loss. So seek advice from a certified exit planning advisor like me so you can have a strategic exit plan that suits your business model. And to those willing to invest time and effort in these key areas, I offer my expertise and services. Let's work together to build a more sustainable, respectful, and profitable partnerships. You can contact me at any of the links or phone numbers below and to explore how we can tailor a strategy that best fits your needs. Thanks so much for watching. This is Profit or Pitfall. If you have a deal that you would like for me to look at, click on the link below and there is a submission form. Happy to take a look, and maybe your deal will be on the next episode of Profit or Pitfall. I'll see you then.